Do you know that one of the most trending topics in Nigeria as of today is the new Nigerian tax law that is to take effect in January 2026? What this means is that the way you pay your tax, whether you're an employee, a business owner, or a freelancer, could change completely. But not to worry, I've broken it down for you in plain English so that you would understand what's new, its impact on you, and how to stay compliant. Hello everyone, welcome back again to Excel with Google. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the new Nigerian tax law and how it affects you both as an individual and as a business owner. Trust me, this is not the time for you to stay ignorant because you need all the right information and knowledge to guide you. So let's get started. The new Nigerian tax law was introduced as part of the federal government's drive to modernize our tax system, meaning that instead of having different tax laws across several states and agencies, these reforms aim to make everything simpler, fairer, and more efficient. On the 26th of June 2025, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed 4 tax reform bills into law, and these are the Nigerian Tax Act, the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, the Nigerian Revenue Service Act, and the Joint Revenue Board Act. And these 4 bills are collectively now referred to as the Act. FRS, which we also know to be the Federal Inland Revenue Service, are now renamed as the Nigerian Revenue Service, and they are to stand as a centralized body to handle all taxes collections and management. In simple terms, the goal is to ensure that different agencies stop chasing the same taxpayer, meaning that currently you have to deal with both the FRS and the state tax board separately. But under the new system, you will be able to file everything under one harmonized platform. Besides changes in how taxes are collected, this law also changes how income is taxed, as well as who and what gets taxed. Some people will pay less tax now than before, especially low-income earners who will pay little or no tax due to the adjusted tax bands that exempt the first 800,000 naira of their taxable income. A sole proprietor or a business who operates under a business name or an enterprise will be taxed as an individual and not a company. The law is also set to widen the tax net. That means some people who never paid tax before will now be required to comply. Content creators, freelancers, digital service providers, remote workers, online coaches and trainers, crypto traders fall under this bracket. So long as you earn income, you will be taxed. And of course, tax is usually applied on taxable income, that is, after deducting every allowable expenses and eligible deductions from your income. That's what gets taxed. So you need to understand what your allowable deductions are and keep proper records of every documentation that backs up your income and expenses. There will also be digital enforcement. Tax authorities will now rely more on bank data and digital platforms for tracking and compliance. As part of these reforms, one of the biggest highlights is the creation of the Single Tax Administration System, which means one taxpayer ID, one filing portal, and one place to manage all your taxes. Section 7, subsection 5 to 7 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, and also section 23 and 83 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act explains this. Another key change is the improved transparency and accountability of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, which is now expected to publish regular reports showing how much was collected and from where they were collected. We would see details in the Nigerian Revenue Service Act, section 24 to section 26, and also in the fiscal reforms overview of the Nigerian Revenue Service Bill. But beyond structure, these laws are done to favor more of the low-income earners and small businesses through reliefs, clearer reliefs and exemptions, whilst larger corporations and high-income earners are expected to contribute more.
What?
In other videos, we are going to explain that in details. In summary, this is what you need to do right now to get yourself prepared, because 2026 is just around the corner. So number one, you need to review your current tax status. You need to find out what you are paying now, how much are you earning, and what are you expected to pay. What reliefs and exemptions apply to you, both as an individual and as a business owner. Speaking about reliefs and exemptions, in other videos I'll be stating clearly what these are, and you can then specifically determine which one applies to you and which one does not. Number two, you need to ensure that your TIN, which is the tax identification number, is valid and linked correctly to all your accounts. Initially, I said that now there's going to be one taxpayer ID, one filing portal. So every individual, every business owner is expected to have a valid tax identification number. As a matter of fact, the chairman of the Presidential Committee of Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms in Nigeria, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, made a post in his official X handle throwing more light on the issues surrounding the new Tax Act and the tax ID. This is a post of his answers to some frequently asked questions, which will also explain my points in detail. Number one, is it true that everyone must obtain a tax ID before opening or continuing to operate a bank account? Yes, but with some clarifications. Section 4 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act requires all taxable persons to register with the tax authority and obtain a tax ID. A taxable person here is referred to someone who carries on trade, business, or any economic activity that earns him an income. And as such, banks and other financial institutions requires a tax ID from such taxable persons to enable them operate their accounts. Therefore, if you do not earn an income, you are not regarded as a taxable person, and as such, you are not required to obtain a tax ID. Number two, is this requirement new? No, this is not a new policy. It has been in existence before now. Individuals have been required to provide their tax identification number before opening a business account. Number three, why does the new law say tax ID instead of TIN, which is tax identification number? It's just nomenclature. They serve the same purpose. The ultimate goal is such that the NIN for individuals and the company registration numbers will now serve as tax IDs, thereby reducing duplication and simplifying compliance. Number four, if I already have a TIN, do I need a new tax ID? No, your existing TIN remains valid. If you already have one, you do not need to register again. For those without a TIN, you will need your NIN for individuals or CAC registration documents for companies to process your tax ID. Number five, will I need to queue for biometrics to obtain a tax ID card? No, the tax ID is simply a unique number linked to your identity, not necessarily a physical card. To obtain it, you can visit the nearest FRS, State IRS, or JTB office, or apply online via their official website, and you can get it free of charge. Number six, does the tax ID requirement also apply to businesses? Yes, for unincorporated businesses, your personal TIN or tax ID is sufficient. But for companies, NGOs, incorporated trustees, and other registered entities, a TIN will be automatically generated alongside your CAC registration details. At the point of registering your business, you will get a TIN. But if your business was registered in the past without a TIN, visit the FRS office or apply online to get one. Number seven, what about Nigerians in the diaspora? They can also get their tax ID using their NIN. Visit the NIMC website for details. Number eight, do foreign companies and non-resident entities need a tax ID? Yes. If you do business in Nigeria, even though you are a non-resident company, so long as you supply or render services to Nigerian customers, you must register for a tax ID. However, those earning only passive income like dividends, interest, royalties, and rent may not need to register but must provide other relevant information as required. Number nine, are government-owned enterprises and agencies exempt? No, they are also supposed to register and obtain a tax ID. Number 10, what happens if a taxable person does not register by the 1st of January 2026? Without a tax ID, a taxable person may not be able to operate bank accounts, insurance policies, and other necessary accounts, and sanctions may also apply. However, individuals who are not taxable persons are not required to obtain a tax ID. Like you already know, you're a taxable person if you do anything that earns you an income. Number 11, how will this benefit ordinary Nigerians? The aim is to simplify identification, reduce duplication, and close loopholes that allow tax evasion. For most individuals and businesses, their NIN or CAC registration numbers will serve as their tax ID. In summary, you are required to obtain a tax ID if you are a taxable person, and you are only a taxable person if you earn income. So you need to take note of that. If you are a business owner, you need to update your accounting software to align with the new digital filing process. Yes, because moving on, businesses will have their software and their systems linked to that of the FRS. So you need to ensure that every update that is required to be made is done. Number 4, you need to stay updated through the official FRS circulars or professional updates. Do not rely on social media rumors. There are many fake news, especially as it relates to these new tax laws. And finally, subscribe to this channel if you have not done so yet, and make sure you hit the notification button so that you'll be notified anytime a new video is uploaded. Guess what? I'm going to be doing a series on this topic, everything you need to know about the new Nigerian tax law, as it has to do with the reliefs, what will not be taxed, as it has to do with what will be taxed, your personal income tax, company income tax, capital gain tax, value added tax, withholding tax, everything about the new tax law. So please be on the alert. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you would not miss out on anyone. And one thing you should know right now is that compliance is becoming digital, and ignorance will no longer be an excuse. Don't say I did not warn you. So we'll be stopping here for now, and please drop your comments in the comment section. I'm also going to be attaching the link to the art in the description box so you can have access to it and read through as well. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in other videos. Bye for now.